Assalamu alaikum participants. Today we are going to discuss how to make a detailed question from Dawn article. Dawn article से कैसे हम एक क्वेश्चन को निकाल सकते हैं. Dawn article जो हम पढ़ते हैं डेली बेसिस पे. तो क्वेश्चन है हाउ अफ़गानिस्तान इज़ अ चैलेंज एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर पाकिस्तान एट द सेम टाइम. ये आर्टिकल है 5/3/23 के डॉन आर्टिकल में. ठीक है. अ लेसन फ्रॉम द तालिबान, ये एक जो डॉन आर्टिकल है उससे. सबसे पहले जो हम क्रक्स इसका निकालेंगे ना, वो है पाकिस्तान हैज़ बीन फेलिंग टू यूज़ इट्स लेवरेज ओवर अफ़गानिस्तान इन अ प्रोग्रेसिव वे. ये हम एक इंट्रोडक्शन में लगाएंगे. ठीक है. और उसके बाद है डेलीगेशंस फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान टू काबुल. A high-profile delegation from Pakistan led by a Defense Minister Khwaja Asif visited Kabul on 22 February 23. The purpose of delegation was to convey Pakistan's serious concern about the banned Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP), which has intensified its terror against a country while operating from Afghanistan soil. कि ये अफ़गानिस्तान सॉइल से टीटीपी जो पाकिस्तान में हमले करता है. एक दोहा एग्रीमेंट हुआ था, आपको पता होगा, कि अफ़गानिस्तान और बीच में था तालिबान और अमेरिका के बीच में कि अफ़गानिस्तान सॉइल वुड नेवर बी यूज्ड फॉर अगेंस्ट एनी कंट्री. उसके बाद है रिस्पांस ऑफ अफ़गानिस्तान या तालिबान्स. द तालिबान्स रिसीव द डेलीगेशंस वेरी वार्मली while displaying their diplomatic skills. They have been dealing with the US and the world in a similar manner since they signed Doha deal on 29th of February 2020. Acting Deputy Prime Minister Mullah Abdul Ghani, who had signed the Doha deal on behalf of Taliban, led the negotiations with the Pakistani delegations. Concerns of Pakistan. Reportedly, Pakistan had warned the Taliban that their failure to stop the TTP from cross-border attacks would leave Pakistan with no choice but to target the TTP hideouts in bordering areas inside Afghanistan. As expected, the Taliban denied the TTP's presence in Afghanistan, but Pakistan presented a file containing solid proof to contradict the Taliban claim. और concerns of Afghanistan की क्या है? The Taliban have expressed their concerns with the visiting Pakistan's delegations about the US drone strike that killed Al-Qaeda chief al-Zawahiri in Kabul last year using Pakistani airspace. Also, an interesting agreement came from Mullah Bardar that Pakistan should not allow political and security concerns to affect economic relations between the two countries. These arguments sound familiar, as India has once affected a similar advice to Pakistan, but Islamabad maintained its position that Kashmir issue be resolved affairs. और उसके बाद है how Afghanistan is a challenge and an opportunity for Pakistan. सबसे पहले है sacrificing bilateral cooperations due to TTP concerns. Ironically, Pakistan delegations conveyed to Taliban that bilateral cooperations in other areas, including the resumptions of TAPI and railway projects, will depend on how the Afghan Taliban address Pakistan's concerns about the TTP presence in their country. Number 2 पे है rigid policy mindset towards Taliban. No doubt Pakistan's concerns about TTP are genuine, but showing a rigid approach and contradicting security issues and on economics affects the same policy mindset that had produced a little in the past. Number 3 पे है institutional errors deteriorating a situation. Pakistan had very high expectations about the Taliban's actions, but Taliban policies have shattered the delusions and triggering frustrations among the architects of its Afghanistan's policy. Here, states institutions made a similar error, and despite focusing on new approaches, their attitude has been based on knee-jerk reactions. Security and foreign policy are still exclusive domains, and neither parliament nor political parties have gotten involved in this process. और नंबर 4 पे है तालिबान image as a more pragmatic actor. Pakistan has been failing to use its leverage over Afghanistan in a progressive way. Frequent border closures and restrictions on visas for Afghans who wants to visit Pakistan for a treatment and trade and transit are providing counterproductive. How Afghanistan can be used as a leverage. A myopic approach involving either a full cooperation or a no cooperation will complicate affairs between the two states. उसके बाद है plus Pakistan needs to engage Taliban regime on a multiple levels. Number 1 पे है bilateral and economic ties. Security cooperation should be the opportunity, but progress on a bilateral economic ties should go side by for a multi-level engagement that can help accomplish a different tasks. For example, the Taliban regime has introduced a monetary policy to regulate foreign currency and trade, hurting Pakistan's economy the most. Afghanistan and Pakistan have been involved in talks related to trade, and the scope can be expanded to trade in local currencies. Number 2 पे है financial assistance to disarm TTP. A few media reports also include that the Taliban regime has demanded a financial assistance from Pakistan to disarm and relocated TTP militants from the border area. It is an indication that Taliban know the value of the non-state actors present on their soil, and they may bargain with any international or regional actor in turn for favor. और number 3 पे है engaging Taliban with some economic and political interest. One must not ignore the ideological bound between the Afghan Taliban, TTP, Al-Qaeda and TAPI and so on. The Taliban will try to find solutions to Pakistan's and others' concerns without compromising on their ideology. The hardliners within their ranks may oppose such initiatives, but their strength can decrease if their regime secures some economic and political interest. और नंबर पे है कंक्लूजन. जो हमने डॉन आर्टिकल से ये जो क्वेश्चन लिया है उसका कंक्लूजन कैसे बनाएंगे, ठीक है. All neighbors, example China, Iran and the Central Asian states can be involved in a certain initiative to destroy the ideological burden of Taliban. But for Pakistan, it is utmost importance to eradicate any minor symptoms left in its security doctrine regarding the use of a religion or ideology for political purposes. It gives a false hope for the state and its people, and